1,238 years. That was how long the dragon had been imprisoned. Trapped beneath the molten crust of an ancient volcano, its fury simmered and grew, a timeless storm waiting to be unleashed. For over a millennium, the world had forgotten the beast, dismissing its legend as mere folklore. But legends have a way of returning, especially when provoked. It all began with the invasion. Humanity had been at peace for decades, thriving amidst advanced technologies and interstellar exploration. Then, without warning, they came, the Vexor, a mechanical alien race driven by cold logic and an insatiable hunger for resources. They descended upon Earth with precision, stripping its lands and enslaving its people. Humanity's weapons were no match for the relentless tide of alien robots, their energy shields impervious to Earth's mightiest weapons. Desperation led the resistance to seek forgotten solutions. In ancient texts, they found mention of the dragon, a creature of immeasurable power once worshipped as a god and feared as a destroyer. It was said to slumber beneath Mount Ishkar, sealed away by a coalition of ancient human tribes who deemed its wrath too dangerous to control. "We have no choice," General Arlen said, his voice trembling with equal parts fear and resolve. The room fell silent. Around him were the remnants of humanity's greatest minds and leaders, all looking to him for answers. "We release the dragon, or we perish." The plan was as reckless as it was audacious. Deep beneath Mount Ishkar, a team of scientists and resistance fighters worked tirelessly, drilling through layers of rock and magma. The air was thick with tension and the sulfuric stench of the mountain. As they reached the final chamber, they found it, a colossal, obsidian-scaled beast curled in an almost cataclysmic stillness. Its eyes were closed, but its presence was overwhelming, a primordial force that seemed to vibrate through the air. "Are you sure this is wise?" asked Dr. Ilara Viwayanen, the lead scientist. Her voice barely carried over the hum of machinery. "Wise?" General Arlen replied. "No." "Necessary?" "Absolutely." With trembling hands, Ilara activated the resonance device, a machine designed to mimic the ancient chants once used to awaken the beast. The sound was haunting, a low, guttural hum that seemed to penetrate the bones of everyone present. The dragon's massive eye snapped open, revealing a glowing amber iris. A guttural growl rumbled through the chamber, shaking the ground. "Who dares disturb my slumber?" The voice was deep and resonant, echoing within the minds of those present. Fear gripped them, but Arlen stepped forward. "We are the last of humanity," he said. "We face annihilation at the hands of alien invaders. We beg for your aid, great dragon. Help us, and we shall release you from your prison." The dragon regarded him with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. "You imprisoned me. Your kind feared me. And now you ask for my aid?" "Yes," Arlen said, unflinching. "Because if you do not, there will be no humans left to fear you." For a moment, the dragon said nothing. Then, with a mighty roar, it unfurled its massive wings, shaking loose centuries of dust and debris. "Very well," it said. "Release me, and I shall show these invaders the meaning of true fear." As the dragon emerged from its volcanic prison, the very earth seemed to tremble in recognition of its ancient might. Its obsidian scales gleamed under the sunlight, each one a fortress of untold resilience. The air around it shimmered with heat, the sheer power of its presence warping the atmosphere. Resistance fighters and scientists alike watched in awe as the creature rose to its full height, its wingspan casting an immense shadow over the landscape. "What is your plan, dragon?" Arlen asked, struggling to suppress the awe in his voice. Plan? The dragon scoffed. I am the plan. With a single powerful leap, it launched itself into the sky, its wings generating gusts so strong they toppled nearby equipment and sent people sprawling. The dragon wasted no time. It soared across the devastated lands, its sharp eyes taking in the extent of the destruction wrought by the Vexor. Entire cities lay in ruins, their once bustling streets now eerily silent. The mechanical invaders moved in coordinated waves, stripping the earth of its resources with ruthless efficiency. The dragon's anger grew with every passing moment. It began its assault with a roar that shattered the sound barrier. The Vexor, unaccustomed to such raw, primal energy, recalibrated their systems to analyze the new threat. By the time they had adjusted, it was too late. The dragon descended upon them like a living hurricane, its flames a searing torrent of destruction. Vexor units disintegrated under the onslaught, their energy shields useless against the dragon's supernatural fire. The resistance forces, watching from a hidden bunker, erupted into cheers. For the first time in years, they felt a glimmer of hope. But the battle was far from over. The Vexor, though initially caught off guard, quickly adapted. Their logic-driven systems analyzed the dragon's movements, identifying patterns and potential weaknesses. They deployed their most advanced war machines, massive constructs bristling with weaponry designed to neutralize large-scale threats. One such machine, the Titan-class Eliminator, emerged from the horizon. Towering over the battlefield, it was a marvel of alien engineering, its central core glowing with a pulsing blue light. The Eliminator locked onto the dragon and fired a concentrated energy beam. The blast struck the dragon mid-flight, sending it hurtling to the ground with a thunderous crash. For a moment, the battlefield fell silent. The resistance forces watching from afar held their breath. But the dragon was far from defeated. It rose slowly, its obsidian scales smoking but intact. Its amber eyes burned with an intensity that sent a shiver through every human and machine alike. You dare? It growled, its voice reverberating across the battlefield. It unleashed a roar that shook the heavens, summoning storm clouds that blotted out the sun. Lightning crackled and struck the ground with unrelenting fury, obliterating entire squadrons of Vexor units. The dragon's attacks became even more ferocious. It moved with a speed and precision that defied its massive size, weaving through the Vexor's ranks and dismantling their war machines one by one. Its claws tore through metal like paper, its tail smashed tanks into scrap, and its fire was a weapon of unimaginable devastation. As the battle raged on, the dragon's power began to wane. Centuries of slumber had left it weakened, and the constant barrage of Vexor attacks was taking its toll. Realizing this, General Arlen made a bold decision. Prepare the fusion cannons, he ordered. We're going to give the dragon some backup. But sir, Alara protested, those cannons are experimental. They could backfire. We're out of options, Arlen replied. Do it. The resistance fighters worked quickly, deploying the fusion cannons to the battlefield. The massive weapons, powered by unstable energy cores, were aimed at the Vexor's largest constructs. When fired, they released beams of energy so intense they temporarily blinded everyone in the vicinity. The cannons proved effective, dismantling the Vexor's heavy artillery and giving the dragon the opening it needed. With a final, mighty roar, the dragon unleashed its full power. Flames and lightning converged into a single, devastating attack that engulfed the Vexor's remaining forces. When the smoke cleared, the battlefield was silent. The Vexor were defeated. Hours later, the battlefield was a smoldering wasteland. The once mighty Vexor army lay in ruins, their mechanical husks scattered like broken toys. The dragon stood amidst the devastation, its chest heaving with exertion. Humanity's soldiers emerged cautiously, their faces a mix of gratitude and fear. General Arlen approached the dragon. "You've saved us," he said. "Thank you." The dragon regarded him with an inscrutable expression. "I did not do this for you," it said. "I did it to remind all who would challenge me why I was once worshipped as a god." "What will you do now?" Ilara asked. The dragon spread its wings, casting a shadow over the assembled humans. "I am free," it said. "Pray you never have cause to summon me again." With that, it launched into the sky, disappearing into the horizon. Humanity had survived, but at a cost. The dragon was no longer their savior, it was a looming reminder of the power they had unleashed. And though the Vexor threat had been vanquished, new challenges awaited in the vast expanse of the universe. One thing was certain, the legend of the dragon would never be forgotten again.